Hello, my loves. Welcome into this reading for the new moon in Pisces in the 11th house. This means your rising sign is Taurus and or 1 degrees, 22 minutes of Pisces shows up in your 11th house. If you haven't already watched the introduction reading or introduction to these readings, you can click on the link in the description or the link popping up on YouTube. It's not required, but it is recommended. You can learn more information about the energies in play. So the house system shows us where things happen in our lives. The 11th house represents the where in our lives that deals with our relationships of 3 or more, or 2 or more, I guess. Us and 2 or more others, okay? Our friendships, our group relationships. The 11th house is ruled by the 11th sign of the zodiac, Aquarius, ruled by the planet of Uranus. Deals with communities, groups, charity, wishes, and humanity. So these are themes that the house of friendship really covers, the area of our life that we're dealing with people in groups, 2 or more, okay? And one-on-one relationships are a different house. They're the Libra house, the 7th house, okay? So just to clarify, this is for larger relationships. In the whole house system, this would mean that Pisces is the ruler of your 11th house, meaning you always have the energies of the Piscean qualities to bring into your relationships and your group dynamics, okay? This is sensitivity, this is intuition, this is compassion, this is, what's the word I'm looking for? Acceptance, okay? Because Pisces rules your 11th house, you can always bring this energy into your friendships, even if it's not the new moon, okay? Even if we're not focusing on the Piscean energy, this is an area of your life that has the Piscean energy at its disposal. We're going to find out from the Super Attractor deck what affirmation is going to help you unlock a devotion, a new devotion, because new moon, new energy, a new devotion in the realm of groups. So let's get started. If you haven't already, taken a few deep breaths. Opened your heart to receive the guidance most aligned for you at this time. Called in your support team. You can do that now. Pause the video if you need more time. We're going to find out what the new moon guidance for my 11th housers is going to be. That one right there. I knew this card was going to come up. I just felt this card this whole time. I love it. This is so intriguing in this house. Okay. In stillness, I receive. I love this message. I love this card. Oh, okay. Yeah. 2 different messages coming through here for me. If you had your own message come through, pause and write down what is coming up for you. Okay, remember, my readings are always trying to get you back to your own wise instinctive knowing that exists within you. So please utilize that if you feel called. Some people like to journal, some people don't. I get it. I'm totally a journaler, so I'm always going to suggest it. Okay, 2 messages here. One is you're being invited to devote to stillness while you're in group dynamics. Okay? Instead of trying to control the group, instead of trying to interject into the group, just sit back and be still and know that whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish with outward action, you're going to receive clarity on how to move forward through being still within yourself. The other thing is that you may need to go into stillness outside of the group in order to know how to move forward in the group. It's not easy at all to go into stillness in group settings. Okay? I know. So that may not be possible. So it may be that you're being invited to devote to a stillness practice outside of your groups, but with the intention of supporting you within groups. Okay? If you're not used to getting to a place of stillness, it's going to be really hard to activate that within a group setting. If you're at home practicing going to a place of stillness, it's going to be easier for you in a group setting to be able to go to that place within. Okay? So here's my stillness practice. You're going to set a timer for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay? Nothing bigger than that. And what you're going to do is you're going to count your breath. You're going to count your first inhale as the number 1, your first exhale as the number 2. Next inhale as 3, next exhale as 4. You're going to go all the way up to the number 10. Then your next inhale will be 10. Your next exhale will be 9. Next inhale will be 8. Next exhale will be 7, all the way back down to 1. If and when you lose track, start back at 1 and climb back up. Okay, and be gentle and loving with yourself and recognize that the mind is trained to wander. It's not used to focusing on what we're asking it to focus on. So it's not easy, it's easy to lose focus, just like I did. So be gentle with yourself, be loving with yourself. It happens, okay? Set your timer for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and do that until the timer goes off. You may think, but I'm not being still, I'm being active, I'm counting numbers. Yes, but there is a stillness that's involved when getting your mind to simply focus on your breath and the numbers, okay? Sometimes for me, I even have to add like an intercount. Like I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes I have to actually add the count numbers in there because my mind will not want to focus on the counting, okay? And adding more numbers actually gives your mind more to do. However, it gives it a singular focus. And bringing your mind to a singular focus is what the practice of stillness is all about. Sure, you can sit there and try to clear your mind and try not to think of anything and just be still. If you're able to do that, do it. But for me, I know that was a far cry from what I was able to do when I first started all of these practices. The first meditations I did was that meditation. That was the first meditation I ever tried. And I'll tell you, 4, 5, 6 days in, I can't remember when it happened, but somewhere in the journey of this counting practice, I got to a place of stillness. Even though I was counting, even though I was having, this experience, I was, for the first time in my life, still within. There was just a central focus and calmness within me, and it took me by surprise because I had stopped trying to make something happen and it just was there, and it was really beautiful. Okay, so this is what this practice can unlock for you, and being able to do that at home gives you the ability, and practicing that at home gives you the ability to bring that stillness into a group. It's really important. And this is a message for me, even though this isn't my alignment, because in group settings, it's very hard for me to be still and just receive what's coming through for me. I really feel called to control and interact and be a part of, engage in what's going on. And so this is a message for me too, that I can bring stillness to a group, and you especially bringing the stillness to a group is going to be so supportive, so very critical. It feels very critical. It's like a new devotion to your own stillness practice is important for this group. Maybe in a group, y'all are doing some stillness practices, okay? That could also be something that you feel resonant to. There might be a new devotion in just getting a group of 3 or more together and practicing stillness together, okay? It's a lot harder to be still. Even when other people are trying to be still, it's so hard to maintain your own sense of balance and ease within when other people are fidgeting or scratching, or there's something going on in the room around you. So be gentle and loving with yourself as you explore this. I'm really curious to hear how this plays out for you, especially how it supports your group dynamics. But that is your new devotion, this lunar phase. In stillness, I receive. Bring your stillness to your groups specifically and see how the groups benefit. Yeah. All right. As always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors that universal light within you. Namaste. And of course, I have something to add here. Not of course, but it's just really funny. See how she's putting her hands on her heart? I looked at that and I was given the guidance to guide you to do that. Another thing that you can do to go into stillness is just to put your hands on your heart and check in with your heart center. Just ask, how are you doing? Just check in with your heart and do a little heart check. Okay? That's going to help some of you get to stillness. Utilize the counting practice too, but that was for one of you that really needs this additional message. Okay, hands on the heart, check in with your heart, and that's your stillness practice. Okay.